Hello and welcome back once again to After the Credits. Today we're talking about Jigsaw, or Saw Legacy, or Saw 8.5, whatever the hell it's called now. So what do I think of Jigsaw? It's another in the Saw franchise, which they said they were done after 7.2 or whatever the hell. Did they split the last one up? I don't remember. I know they were going to, and then they decided not to, and they crammed it all into one or something like that. So they said they were done after that one, and now it's been a few years, and it's like, oh, let's cash in on the Saw franchise again. So now they made Jigsaw, which again was originally called Saw Legacy, which is basically introducing once again that Jigsaw had an apprentice, or someone else who was working with him the whole time. So even though he is dead 10 years later, there's still a killer that's doing the same thing. Although this time, again, much like with Pig Girl in the third one, is doing things out of revenge, which is against Jigsaw's original wishes, that there's always supposed to be fairness, and there's always supposed to be a way out of everything, and you're supposed to learn something from it. And in this one, it's just all revenge for who the hell knows what. So basically, some people wake up once again in a warehouse, and it's a group game again, not a single-player game or a two-person game like most of the original ones were. It's like 5-6 people in a warehouse, whatever it is, and they kind of have to work together to get themselves out of everything. And in each room, of course, someone dies, and as they die, the bodies are left out somewhere in public for the police to find. So now the police think, oh, it's Jigsaw, he's back, even though we know for a fact the person behind Jigsaw has been dead for 10 years. So with each passing room and each new body shows up, eventually they track down where everything's going on, and they go there and blah blah blah. And it turns out, I don't want to give too big of a spoiler here, but this whole game has been Jigsaw's apprentice, partner, whatever, paying homage to Jigsaw by recreating the first ever game that Jigsaw put together. But the thing is, the police can't find a similarity between the current game and an old game because no one ever knew about Jigsaw's very first game, none of the bodies were ever found, blah, 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 blah. So how are they supposed to know that it's related to Jigsaw because it's an exact duplicate of his first game? Anyway, everything plays out like a normal Saw film, detectives trying to figure out what's going on. Again, a much better premises in the Saw films of detectives trying to figure out what's going on and following clues than we got in The Snowman. So, if you like Saw films, you'll probably enjoy it. I liked the first couple Saw films, and then the franchise kind of got redundant for me. And honestly, I don't even remember watching the other ones, but I know I did. But I remember very little about them. Maybe one day I'll have to do like a binge watch, maybe when Jigsaw 2 comes out, or next Jigsaw, whatever the hell it's going to be called. Maybe I'll do like a whole viewing thing of watching everything from one to this one. But honestly, like beyond the second and third one, the story just gets redundant, and none of them are really as good as the first one. The first one had the best twist in it, and it leaves you on a cliffhanger of wanting to know what's going on, but then you get a resolution of what went on, and it's just like, oh, well, that was uneventful, thanks. But yeah, if you like all the Saw films, you'll probably like this one. It's, again, the same story, done similarly, done the same type of way, and not really much more to it other than that. So what would I give as far as a star rating? I'd probably say a 2.5. It's, again, like I said, just like every other Saw film, so it's kind of a middle of the road for the Saw franchise. But because it's 10 years later and they didn't really do anything new with the franchise, you figure you got 10 years off and you're finally going to go back to something after you said you were done after the last one. Do something a little bit different with it, but all you gave us was the same rehashed crap again. So for that, it gets knocked down. So it's going to get like a 2.5 for me. It's not quite bad enough to get down to a 2, but it's redundant, so it doesn't deserve a middle of the road. So, 2.5. So that's it for this episode. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Links are down in the description. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you get notifications every time I post new content. And until next time, I'll see you after the credits.